There it is. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you're tuned in from. Shout out to everybody here in chat. Thank you for showing up. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty right before we started, but shout out to everybody. I hope you're well. Hope you're feeling good. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? How are you feeling about this week? What do you think the interest rate's going to be tomorrow? We got a lot of big news coming out, and we got to be prepared for it. We can't just be moon boys and expect that it's going to be a perfect interest rate in terms of what it's going to do for the market and send markets higher, because it very well they could just take one more hawkish stance and and then call in, and then after that in the press conference later on that afternoon, let everybody know that basically speak more dovishly. So we got to be careful in how we engage with the markets in the next 2 days. If this is your first time, my name is Kelly Kellum. Welcome to the BitLab Academy daily live stream every day as close to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as possible to about 11:35 a.m. So we're going to break down a lot of charts. We're going to break down some thoughts about what's going on in the space. And this stream is all about bridging that gap from beginner to pro. So whether you're just starting your journey or you've been in the crypto space for a long time, I guarantee you're going to find strategies, lessons, alpha here for you, because we want to make sure we keep those people that have been in the space engaged. But all of us need to do a better job of making sure that we bring the beginners along as well, so that we can help the crypto ecosystem grow. So without any further ado, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ding that bell. And we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. Again, throw it in the chat. And if you're watching this later, if you're watching over on Hit Network, wherever you're watching, let everybody know in chat. Are you bullish in terms of markets tomorrow? Are you bullish thinking that we're going to come in around 25 more basis points and then have a projection that maybe that's the last basis point hike for a while? Is the pause coming? Or do you think there's going to be a 0 basis point hike in the interest rates tomorrow coming out of the FOMC meetings today and tomorrow? Let me know what you're thinking. We're going to be, again, breaking down all these charts. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in to the screen here. So if you haven't yet, come over to Academy BitLab. At Academy BitLab is the official Twitter page. Just want to make sure people are following the correct pages. Come over here and retweet this. Let people know where they can come and learn more about crypto, not just have TA told to them, but actually have some of it broken down. And we really try to do a good job of in each stream break down different ideas and different concepts and different lessons, while also pushing the ball forward for those people that are pros. So we are going to learn and just, I mean, there's just so much that goes on in this market, and so much language, and so many different tools that we have to sort of jump back and forth between, really, diving into all the different things available to us. And we want to make sure everybody can come along on that journey. So again, shout out to everybody that's here in the chat. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and I need to pop out the chat here so I can actually be able to see it. Pop out chat. Got this right here. Let me put it up in my eye line so I can see you all. And last stream, I was so locked into everything going on in the charts. I got a message on my Discord from my mods that was shouting out some important messages. I'm going to do a better job of checking out what's going on in chat. And I'm going to add a period that I answer any specific questions or meaningful questions that the mods identify, and they can post in our mod Discord here that dings in my ear, so that I can answer those questions. And of course, any super chats, I will absolutely, most definitely try to focus and get those answered, because we really appreciate all that support. Really do. It takes a lot to run a channel. It's not just hopping on and, streaming for the hour and a half that we're doing this. It's, yesterday I did probably 12 to 14 hours worth of work, including doing the live stream. So shout out to everybody in the chat. We got Alexandra G, Tony D. What's up? How you doing, Tony D? Thanks. What's up, my man? Honda Man, Matt C, my boy. We got Alex Green, my main man in the house. Mellow Crypto, a mellow fellow. Karen Swagart Harris, Tokenomics, Ivan Lara Jimenez, Justin Eubanks, Cody Kai, Talking Token. I already said Tokenomics. We got Crypto JMP. How is everybody doing? Mitch Shaw, I bet Brad Guidel's in here somewhere as well. Blazing 2Js, Tenacious B. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And again, if you haven't ever been to the stream before, my name is Kelly Kellum. And it's my honor to be here with you all, sharing the experience that I've gained over the many years I've been in crypto and trading before that, so that you can understand how to navigate these markets. So let's go ahead and jump in. Again, come over here, follow this page. Make sure you come to my page as well. Follow me here. We're going to be going through some of the tweets that I did the last couple days, or actually yesterday, because there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the markets. Make sure you're following the correct Kelly Kellum, which is at KELLYKELLAM. And let's go ahead and see what's going on. So one of these things is not like the other. What is it? Well, look at this. These are traditional banks. This is TradFi that everybody says is this is a safe haven. Banks are the safe haven, right? Well, that might have been the narrative for small intermittent periods of time over the last few century. But you also look back at the markets and notice that there's periods. There's, think about the bank runs and the market collapse of 1929. Think about the early 90s. Think about even 70s. Think about the bubble crash, the tech sector crash of early 2000s. Think about what's happened with the housing collapse of 2008. People are getting smart to the mistrust that should be placed with these centralized organizations. And now we're seeing monetary policy crashing the banking system. And I shouldn't be smiling at this because I feel horribly empathetic and compassionate to anybody that loses money, whether it's in crypto or traditional assets. It's terrible to lose money. I've lost money before in, financial debacles, and it sucks. But Bitcoin is here for us. It is a new paradigm. It is a new way. It's a new opportunity for us to operate in this world and to store our money and to protect our capital into the future. It is a fixed supply of 21 million. And in fact, I do not know, actually. Let me know if you haven't yet. I'm going to come over here. There is a tweet that I did yesterday that is incredibly important. And it is this tweet right here. Let me see if the audio. Okay, here we go. We're going to watch just a snip. We're gonna watch a snippet of this and
put it to you
just
this
listen
way.
to this.
A banking crisis is deflationary. And so when I see Balaji and others saying Bitcoin's going to go to $1 million, it may go up, but that may be because of the Fed's response here. The 2010s were not hyperinflationary. There's no obvious reason why now would be hyperinflationary either.
Yeah, so Kelly, it's actually not that complicated, and I'm excited to try and convey that to America. There's a market term that's used here in Chicago a lot, is demand finds supply. What do I mean by that? If Ken Griffin is going to want to buy the most expensive condo in America, someone will build it for him. Someone will put a 201st floor in Miami's tallest building. If silver's going to 1000x, I will walk into my kitchen right now. I will melt all my silverware and I will sell it at market. If gold is going to rally, Elon Musk will find more on Mars. Bitcoin is, this is a super important point. Bitcoin is the only monetary instrument in the history of our species that is fixed. It does not matter how much more demand comes into the asset class, Kelly, no one will ever be able to make more of it. There are two things I can guarantee you in my life. One, that I'll die, and the other, that there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. And those are what's the two things that I can only value as my life and my Bitcoin. So it is the only fixed supply asset, Kelly. It's not that complicated. It's going to go up because everything else can be issued more. Does that make sense?
Why you've got to explain to me one thing. Why is the supply fixed? And is that because someone says it's fixed who could change their mind?
No, it's a great point and question, Tyler. It's because it's written in the software and the software is distributed. There is no one person to ask. There is no one person to trust. The whole decentralization, is it decentralized so that you could put pictures and NFTs on the blockchain? Is it decentralized so that you could fix gaming? No, it's decentralized so that the defendants of the monetary policy are distributed, is so that it's a network of computers that actually defend the policy and the instrumentation of the monetary asset. That is not the case for Ethereum. That is not the case for any other altcoin. That is not the case for the US dollar. That is not the case for Miami real estate. That is not the case for precious metals. It is the only monetary instrument that has its monetary policy distributed and defended in a sound way.
So what does that mean? He's speaking exactly why Bitcoin is so important in comparison to what's happening with the banking sector. And I mean this, by the way, in no disregard to anything or any alts. I have a lot of altcoins, but Bitcoin is the driving force behind the crypto ecosystem. And with Bitcoin being turned to, in some part right now, and the narrative starting to really expand into Bitcoin potentially being a safe haven. The reason I say potentially is because there's still a huge bit of psyche that needs to be sort of overtaken. Traditional-minded institutional investors, people that don't believe, are only coming to crypto now. There's going to be it's not going to be a sudden flip. It's going to take, months, years, maybe even decades for that to fully catalyze. But what he's saying here, and there's a lot, this clip is much longer. It goes about another 4 minutes, but I wanted to jump back in here because that's the main focus here. We need to understand. This is why when we're looking at this right here, looking at banks dumping while Bitcoin is surging, this is an important moment in the history of Bitcoin, that Bitcoin was born out of financial crisis, and now we're having another financial crisis, a real financial crisis, where we're seeing banks devolve while Bitcoin evolves. And this is the important takeaway as to what's going on right now. And all of you that are here inside of BitLab Academy, all of you that, whether this is your first time, or you're here every day, or whoever else you watch, whenever you got into crypto, whether it was this week or 5 years ago, this is the important factor. We are so ahead of the curve, and there's going to be volatility along the way, but we have to make sure that because we see this green right here, this does not mean that Bitcoin is going to go absolutely up into the moon from here. It does mean that we are setting up for potential opportunities to continue to evolve. Now, the longer term time horizon you have, the better position you're going to be in, and the less stress you're going to have. But as it stands right now, for people that are trading and for emotional traders, we need to pay attention to what's going on in the market, because right now, if all you're looking at is price action and you're completely ignoring the news, then you're ignoring something that's going to drive markets either up or down tomorrow, and likely along the way, leading up into that decision that happens tomorrow, the FOMC decision, the Federal Open Market Committee, this monetary policy decision is going to be a major driver as to what goes on within the crypto ecosystem and traditional markets. If we come over here to the CME Fed Watch tool, we can see that, look at this now. This is oscillated back and forth the last couple of days. About a week ago, we had this at 50-50, whether it was going to be 0 basis point hikes, which was this graph over here, this bar chart here, in about 50%, 25 basis point hikes. Now it's the market is sort of pricing in 83% chance that it's going to be 25 basis point hikes. But and that's basically 0.25%. And the reason why this is important, is because the reason banks are having such a hard time right now, and we see this, is because the playbook by which they were operating was governed by what they thought was safe haven, what they thought was necessary risk, healthy risk, and basically too much risk. And banks like to sort of have a basket of basically diversified portfolio of, putting a lot of their assets, and it depends on which bank, but in longer term treasuries and longer term bonds and longer term, basically time horizon, sort of risk off sort of assets, while having a smaller basket of their portfolios and higher risk stuff, so that they can ensure that they are not going to run into an issue like they're running into right now. And when we look at these decisions that are coming, that are basically being formulated and debated on, not only today, but of course this has been building up. There's been FOMC meetings every month and sometimes every other month for the last, ongoing for the last decades. But in terms of the crisis right now, following the 2022 sort of enduring bear market, that was also driven by the monetary policy that's quantitative tightening and these interest rates going up and up and up over time. Now I'm going to go ahead and make sure this is, there we go, muted, the charts, I mean. And so the change in monetary policy has had a cascading, it's taken some time, but it's had a cascading sort of effect down the line. And now we're at that line where it's impacting the ability for banks to continue moving forward, because what they thought were safe havens has now proven to put them in very risky environments, because their liquidity is now at stake, their ability to loan and the money coming into banks. And this then cascades further with the advent of what we have now, which we haven't had in many years past, especially at this scale, which is social media, and understanding that as things happen, that knowledge matriculates very quickly and cascades throughout the entire world and ecosystem of not only the financial ecosystem, but also to the broader public. And so when you start getting small fears, then those cascade to, posts on Twitter, those cascade to posts on social media, Instagram, Facebook, all these various different social engagement platforms. And this goes very exponentially. So what are we going to do? Well, one of the funny things that I find about this, we've got a lot of charts, so I want you actually right now, everybody in chat, let me know right now into this week, do you think price is going up or down? Are you bullish on where price is going this week or bearish? Let me know in chat right now. If you're watching this after the stream is live, throw it down below. I read as many comments as possible so I can stay in tune with what all of you all are saying. Let me know which way you think things are going. And then in addition to that, start throwing in some of the altcoins and different assets within the crypto ecosystem that you're looking at that you want to chart today, because we're going to break down a bunch of charts, throw them in here. I got my mods, which will send me an alert to let me know some of the most common ones that you all are interested in, because we're going to try and see how we can prepare, because these decisions are tomorrow. That means today is for preparation. Today is not trying to front run what those are. The only front running we should be doing today is setting up our charts to have our map, to have our plan in both directions. So throw in the chat what it is you're interested in, what you're holding, maybe something you're not holding yet. Doesn't matter. Throw those in the chat right now. And if you really want me to go through these things, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, ding that bell. We've got 230 people watching right now and only 79 likes. What are you doing? I'm waking up early for you to break these things down. So if you want the price to go up, you got to hit that like button. If you want me to do these charts, hit that subscribe button, ding that bell. And we're going to go through a lot of those. We got only a few minutes more of just a couple tabs, and we got basically the rest of this entire show is going to be all charts. So throw those in the chat right now. And again, you have to let me know, are you bullish or bearish? Shout out to so many people in the room right now. How you doing? How you feeling? Now, this is something I wanted to point out. So Bitcoin at $6,700. The CEO of Credit Suisse said, Bitcoin is a bubble. This is the CEO of Credit Suisse. And as you all know, Credit Suisse also just recently fully collapsed. So are we trying to take our financial advice and make our decisions based on talking pieces and talking points and narratives coming from an industry and institutions that are 100%, if they don't pivot, they are 100% at odds with blockchain and crypto? The better solution, the better option for every person on this planet, especially people on the planet. And we're not just people in America. We're not just people in Europe. We're not just people in any developed world. Think about the parts of the world that don't have, basically free and open banking systems where people are able to be banked, which also happens in the Western world as well. Bitcoin and crypto provides an opportunity for everybody so long as they have access to any form of basically shared communication, even text message. You could trade Bitcoin through text message in Africa. So my point with all this is, are we taking talking points from these type of people? Should we be threatened when we see Jamie Dimon come out at odds with Bitcoin? No, we should take that as a point of pride, saying, man, we're really stirring the hornet's nest. We're really doing something that is threatening their ecosystem, which means we're doing something great. Now, I have one more tweet I wanted to point out on that same regard, in regards to Credit Suisse, and it is a very long tweet, but it's this one right here. This is very important to me. This is what I said. Credit Suisse gets a clean bill of health from regulators, which this is true, and they collapse a week later. So the argument for regulation in crypto needs to change. Regulation for anything centralized, absolutely, most definitely. We need to talk about how we regulate exchanges and how we regulate understanding that our funds aren't commingled between each different party, each different participant within that ecosystem, as well as what risks they're taking, because that's what traditional banking does. That's why FTX collapsed. That's why it was so bad. And everybody thinks that Sam Bankman-Fried was so bad. To be honest, I'm a little bit compassionate for him on the regards that what he did was the same thing as every other bank that's out there. The difference is the banking world is threatened by crypto, so the talking points were very easy to demonize him when all he was doing was the same playbook as traditional banks. So Bitcoin is built decentralized and with ultimate transparency, with a fixed and understood supply and programmed supply inflation that reduces on schedule every 210,000 blocks. This is a 4-year cycle that we talk about. There's no better solution for financial crisis. There's no better store of value. People are calling for more regulation in Bitcoin and crypto. Maybe they should consider this. These new and evolved monetary instruments and protocol services need different and maybe even less restrictive regulation than traditional finance. Regulations and rules need to be in place and be clear and supportive of growth. There isn't as much need for costly oversight because of the nature in which most crypto assets have been engineered. They're transparent. We have on-chain data. We can see things in real time. To do this even near correct, we need our governments to grasp the transparency. We need our governments to grasp the transparency adopting crypto provides. Data is essentially real time. This is on-chain data. So this is that article that I was referencing here that I basically got caught onto from Bar Chart, which is a great account you should absolutely follow. So I just wanted to point that out. We do need regulation within the crypto space, but we need it from people that understand the crypto space. We need it from people that aren't trying to regulate it because they're trying to cripple it to support banks further. We need to have regulation that supports growth in the various sectors within the crypto ecosystem, as well as encouraging growth and opportunity. We need to support this in tandem. Banks don't need to absolutely go away, but we need to have multiple opportunities, especially in a capitalist sort of environment like we are in the West. Why aren't we supporting different opportunities? Because that drives technology and adoption and growth in both sectors forward. The advent of blockchain and Bitcoin has forced banking, traditional fiat means, to offer faster transactional services. Why do you think now all of a sudden you can do Venmo and it can, immediately transact between this bank account to that bank account? Why do you think, being able to Zelle, they're trying to keep up with what's happening in blockchain. So I would argue that even if banks are threatened by what's going on with Bitcoin and blockchain and crypto, they need to embrace the amazing change that it is ushering forward. So with that being said, we need to jump into some charts. First things first, actually, I wanted to jump right over here. Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index hit 16-month high as Bitcoin regains $28,000. What are they talking about here? We don't even need to go into the article. What they're talking about here is this right here. Come over to lookintobitcoin.com. You can come to charts right here, and then you come over here to market cycle, come down to Fear and Greed Index. And you get essentially the Fear and Greed Index rather than seeing it on that scale where you're just getting the rheostat deal where you show, the low basically very fearful or very greedy. We're seeing that mapped out here on a heat map on the price action. And the reason why this is important is this goes back to that argument that Warren Buffett, or that great talking point that Warren Buffett is known for. Excusez-moi, Gesundheit. And that is be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy. Now, the reason this is important is because look at this. Global market collapse, global economic shutdown, March of 2020. This deep orange, see that score right below on the bottom right of that little flag, 9? This is the fear and greed index, okay? The lower this number is, the more fearful people are. Ultimate fear, look at this. What does that symbolize? The best opportunity. Ultimate fear, what does this symbolize? The best opportunity. Now, we had ultimate fear here, and we had a lot of cascading. This whole downtrend has been just absolutely eating people alive because so many new people have come into the space, because the market dynamics have changed, because all the issues we're having with the financial crisis that not are just cascading through the crypto ecosystem in 2022, which, mind you, the federal government of the US as well as governments around the world were sort of just bashing crypto over the head of how bad it is because of these collapses of Celsius, BlockFi, Voyager, FTX, all these institutions, Three Arrows Capital, all these institutions that were crypto-related companies or crypto exchanges or crypto custodial, all these issues, and they say it's because crypto's bad. Why aren't they saying now that we're having banking collapses, that the banking system is bad, or that the federal, the way that the regulators and the Fed, why aren't they bad now that we're having cascading failures across the world with major banks, some of the biggest banking crashes in history, but they don't say anything about the banks being bad? Why? Because they say that they know what will happen. You know what will happen? They know that will drive the adoption of Bitcoin further. So you can see these news narratives and these talking points that people bring up when there's issues within Bitcoin and crypto ecosystem, although they're not directly tied to Bitcoin and the crypto ecosystem. They say that it's because Bitcoin and crypto are bad. Well, what's going on here? George from Cryptos R Us made a wonderful point. I caught him on his stream last night, and he pointed out that you see this right here, you see this right here, you see this right here. Are any of these CEOs being discussed about having legal action brought against them? Now, I'm not saying what happened with Luna was necessarily on the same par, but in the same sort of universe, when we see a collapse of an institution that is managing other people's money, or in the case of Luna, the collapse of, somewhat experimental, a new technology trying to do something profound. Do Kwon's, on the run from the law. They have calls out to put him in jail. But none of these entrenched in the zeitgeist of traditional systems are these people going to be put in prison. I just wanted to point that out. Very different distinction in how the world governments and people are okay with terrible things happening in these sort of situations. But one of the best technologies that's ever been invented and brought to the community, the world community, that is blockchain, which has transparency, which is immediately auditable. Why is this not being further supported? So we've got two more things I just wanted to point out. Janet Yellen, further rescue of depositors could be needed if smaller lenders suffer bank runs. This is saying we may need to print more money. We may need to put more money into the system. We may need to come save the day. This is why the markets, if we look today, let me see where it's right here. This is why we're seeing, look at this, the Dixie is falling. We see the S&P 500 opening today up. We see the Dow Jones Index opening up. How do I know it's opening up? Because this is where yesterday closed, and this is where we're opening today. So we're opening on a bit of a jump in price because of what these sort of talking points mean. But we always have to be a little bit skeptical of what these talking points are, because I truly believe that the narratives within the crypto ecosystem and what's happening with the federal government, what's happening with monetary policy, the talking points sometimes are more important than what it is they actually do, because what their talking points are tend to be more related to where they're trying to push the market. So are they trying to push the market up so that we have more reason to give ammunition for the FOMC meeting to get that last big sort of crushing market blow, that then right after that we'll have a big drop in price, and then right after that, then at the press conference later on that afternoon, then they come in very dovish, very basically giving bullish talking points so they can do basically a rough action to the markets that may be needed for inflation, but that really puts further stress on the banks, but then come in with a very bullish talking point following that. We don't know. And that's the point. We don't know what's going to happen with markets. So we need to protect ourselves in what's going on. The last thing I wanted to suggest here, or bring up, I should say, is billionaire investor Bill Ackman and Elon Musk jump on to the Fed to stop raising rates. Elon Musk actually came in saying that we should, where is it at? Elon Musk came in saying that essentially that we should come in with a basis point, a cut in basis points. Now, I don't believe he actually believes that to be the case, but I do think that he's trying to throw an extreme one direction, helping further the narrative that we could potentially have, support at maximum a 25 basis point hike, but potentially even getting a 0% hike tomorrow. And again, we don't know. So we're going to look at all these narratives and what's going on. And we see the fear and greed index. We saw it dropping down on our final capitulation of this move down to a 21, which is roughly about here on the fear and greed index. And we've gotten here now. We're up into a 68, which is all the way up here. And we have to pay attention, because when we see this color on the heat map, now we very well could continue up if we get bullish news. If we can continue this bullish push up, if we have bullish narratives that also support the ability to move up, meaning we have risk on come back in the market, meaning that there's either a statement about quantitative easing coming back in, or we see on the Fed balance sheet that not only that 300 billion being printed and being brought back into the market, but we see more of that, or we see a cut in interest rates tomorrow, then we have support to go higher. Otherwise, we can also look at this 68 and see this right here. We can have this move right here where we come back down and have that retest. So what does that look like for what's going on in markets? So everybody, how is everybody doing? I want to, okay, so I see Alex Green's already sent me a couple of the coins. We're going to be doing a bunch of coins here. So here's your last chance to get in your coins. Throw them in chat. We got to get this chat going. Let me know what you're feeling, what you're seeing. And are you in position already? Did you buy lower? Are you still waiting for a position? It doesn't matter what asset. Tell me tell me an asset that you're already in position on, and tell me an asset that you're waiting for a particular price. And we're going to be trying to go through as much as possible here. We got a lot of time today. So shout out to everybody. Let's go here back into the charts. And if you have not yet, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that bell, because we are growing so quickly here. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, everybody in this community. If you've been in here from the first week that we've been doing the live streams, throw in first, comment in first in the chat. If you're newer, or if you started sometime after that first week or two, let me know how long you've been watching. I'm curious to see how fast this community's been growing. If you come over here, we can see that we are already at 5,000, over 5,000. Oh, I'm getting a lot of dings in my ear from the mods. We're over 5,320 people only in about 7 or 8 weeks. So shout out to everybody that's part of the community. And I do want to also say, if you're watching over at the Hit Network, shout out to all of you there. Make sure you come over and follow all of the links that you see down here on the bottom at Academy BitLab, at BitLab Academy, and at Academy BitLab on Instagram. And come check out bitlabacademy.com if you have not checked that out. We are in process of getting all the new content integrated, but I wanted to shout out here on the YouTube. Come over to youtube.com/at BitLab Academy. Come to playlist. Come over here to Daily Alpha. Click on View Full Playlist, and there's a lot of there's great content in here for you to know how to use our BitLab Academy indicators, a lot of tips and tricks. Even if you've been using TradingView for a long time, I guarantee you, I'm going to show you some really great tools and tips and tricks and quick keys that'll make your use of TradingView a lot easier, and a lot of good stuff on trade setups, finding the next crypto gem, tools, signals, all kind of stuff. Check out BitLab Academy YouTube more deeply if you have not yet. I love this face, Robert Kiyosaki. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into some charts. And before we do that, I just want to say, baby, I love you. I hope you have good walks with the doggies. She's about to walk the dogs. I do this from my living room when I am in New York. But I got the green screen, so it looks like I'm in the lab. So let's go ahead and jump in here. Again, we're going to look at first the setups for everything going on. So Dixie, the dollar index. Let's look at this on the daily. Man, we've got the push-up, breakdown. Clearly, we would have known this was breaking down because of this lower high, followed by a subsequent lower high. We've got a small push up here, but breaking down. And this is a great deal because we see this massive trend line here, support trend line, which we have broken through. We retested, went back above, but we're breaking back through this zone. Breaking back through this zone. So we really want to keep an eye on the Dixie, especially within the news that's coming in the next 2 days with the FOMC meeting. Tomorrow morning is, I believe, when we get that determination. We can actually pull that up over here on Forex Factory. I like Market Watch too, but Forex Factory has a lot more data that you can go through. So as you can see today, existing home sales, Treasury Secretary Yellen speaks 10 a.m. So she must have already spoken. Now tomorrow, this is a big deal right here. We got crude oil inventories, and then this right here, 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Okay. There's going to be volatility tomorrow. If you're emotional, step away from your trading desk. Okay. If you're an emotional trader, have your plan today. Have your stops and your risk management in order, or stay out of the market until the trend picks a direction. It's okay if you miss a few percentage points, especially if you are an emotional trader. It's better to miss a few percentage points because if you're an emotional trader, you're going to get trapped with the market going up and down, and you're going to buy and it's going to drop, and then you're going to sell, and then it's going to go up. Step away from your desk if you're an emotional trader. If you have a plan in sight, if you have a strategy, then engage that strategy and stick to your plan, because tomorrow, FOMC economic projections, and then 30 minutes after that, we have the press conference. So between about, I would say, 1:30 to 3:30 is going to be essentially on the markets, on most assets. We are going to see, if there's a 25 basis point hike, we're still going to see some movement. If this is after the numbers are determined. If there's a 50 basis point hike, we are going to see the markets. Let me get my drawing tool. If there's a 25 basis point hike, we're going to see a push up, a pullback, and then come back to equilibrium. If there is a 50 basis point hike, we are going to see an immediate drop by most markets globally. And then based on what happens in the press conference, we may see a little bit of a push up that could just be a retest and then a continuation to the downside. If we get a 0 interest rate hike, we are going to see, leading up to it, we're still going to get a bit of choppiness. And then if there's a 0 basis point hike, we are going to get a push up. And then depending on what the press conference says, we could get a pullback retest and then break down, or a pullback retest and then move to the upside. So either way, regardless of what happens at the FOMC meeting tomorrow, We are going to have volatility inbound for the markets, so we need to have a plan. Okay, so we know Dixie is setting up for pullback, which means liquidity coming back into the investing space. So looking at the dollar index, great. What does that mean for the NASDAQ? Well, we see that we've broken below two trend lines, depending on how you want to draw trend lines. I like to have a couple different trend lines, especially from previous price action, to get a good idea of what's possible. We have the shorter falling wedge we have here, but we also have this trend line that goes all the way back from here, where we're seeing resistance, we're seeing some price interactivity, rejection, support, rejection, and in case of this rising wedge or this falling wedge, we're seeing that price action is trying to fight to get back above this. So we need to keep our eyes on this on the NASDAQ. Now we see the same thing with the S&P 500. We have a falling channel right here. Falling channels tend to be consolidation for a bullish breakout. Now we can see this happening while volume is increasing. Now this is important. Volume is increasing. How do I know that? The volume indicator we have here on the bottom. If you don't have this indicator, it's a free indicator that's part of TradingView. Come over here to indicators, just type in VOL. You'll see volume. Put a star next to it, bam, right there. And then rather than having to come in and type it every time, you can just press this little drop down menu. And this has I have a ton here because I go through a lot of different indicators and I teach a lot of different indicators, and we teach a lot of different indicators in BitLab Academy. So again, if you haven't yet, come to bitlabacademy.com and sign up for this newsletter right here. You're going to get updated as soon as we go live as well. I'll be putting out a newsletter this week. I took last 2 weeks off from putting out newsletters because I was more focused on getting the content for the new BitLab Academy. But come and sign up. You get access to win. Every month there's a winner for a free month access to the courses and the indicators. And you'll also be in the know. You can get involved with BitLab before the prices go up as well. So come over here, and if you want more information on the indicators, come right here to indicators. And I recommend getting the full trading stack because it has all of the indicators within the BitLab Trading Suite. But I just wanted to shout all that out for my team. And now, what is going on within these assets? Well, we need to first start with the dominance. We've been talking about this for days now. We're coming up here. We're coming up to this zone that we're seeing. I'm going to go ahead and go like this so we can put it right in the middle. We can see that volume is increasing on this as well. See volume increasing as price is rising, and within this structure, we are starting to form a rising channel within the Bitcoin dominance chart. There's a couple of different ways you can draw this, but either way, we're seeing that price is coming into a zone. It's coming into a region, I should say. Let me go ahead and press this little star down here on the bottom left. I just want to show you all. If you don't know, you can set up this toolbar right here with your most regularly used tools. Just come over here on the left of your bar. You can press this little side arrow, put stars. The stars are everything in TradingView to simplify the favorites. And when you select this star down here, it brings up your toolbar and you can move it wherever you want, so you don't have to come over use this. And also, you'll know from watching this channel regularly, if you do, most of these I don't even use because I use quick keys. For instance, option T for trend line, option H for horizontal line, option V for a vertical line, option F for a Fibonacci. And if you're using PC, all of those would have been Alt. There's go to the Pro Trading View course or lesson in the playlist I showed earlier to go through those. Now, coming back onto the chart here, we see that the dominance, Bitcoin dominance, is going up. And we know this. We've been talking about this. This means more liquidity is flowing into Bitcoin. And we've talked about this also having to do something to do with the banking crisis that's going on. And there's assets that are flowing into Bitcoin as a potential safe haven in response to what's happening to banking. But on the same token, we can also look to the 4-year cycle. We're at that point within the 4-year cycle where Bitcoin does tend to start pushing up. So there's a little bit of ingredients from all different parts of the market and all different parts of the ecosystem that are supporting bullish price action within Bitcoin right now. But what we want to know is, okay, everybody in chat right now, if you are a Bitcoin maxi and only hold Bitcoin, put maxi. And there's no hate for anybody, by the way. Everybody has their own trading strategy, but I'm curious. In chat, are you a Bitcoin maxi? Do you have no alts? And on the contrary, do you hold only alts and no Bitcoin? Let me know. Just put alt master, okay? Let me know in chat. Or are you diversified? Do you hold Bitcoin and alts? Put diversified. Let me know in chat. Comment down below if you're watching this later. Let's see. It's nice to see where the community is and how you're sort of engaging with this space. It also helps me tailor content to you here in the channel. So as we see this price going up, this is bringing a bit of heaviness on alts and suppressing their ability to run. This does not mean that alts can't run. This just means that Bitcoin is moving. The liquidity is moving faster into Bitcoin than it is into alts. And we can get to this chart using BTC.D. Now, this is what we're seeing. We can see that, look at this, total crypto market cap. It's pushing up against this line of resistance right here, ready to explode. We can see also, let's go to the total. This is a total market cap, by the way, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is the altcoin total market cap. So there is a potential here for these to start running, especially if Bitcoin, has any sort of this dominance starts to find resistance at these levels and start coming back, starts to break down. Now, again, if the dominance breaks down, that doesn't mean Bitcoin's going to fall. It just means that the altcoin market as a whole is starting to see large explosions in liquidity coming into that aspect of the market. Now, coming into this chart, we can see this is the last chart before we go through a bunch of these coins. And I got a long list here of a bunch of coins from you all. And one of the questions is, can we do a giveaway? Absolutely, we can do a giveaway. We're going to do a giveaway, free lifetime membership to the BitLab Indicators. And I forgot to do it because I should have done it yesterday. I totally forgot to do it. Free lifetime membership to the Indicators, and that had to do with people that. And it had to do with those who we'll do 2 lifetime giveaways today, since I forgot to do yesterday's. We'll do it at the end of the stream. And for today's, the extra one, all you have to do to get entered to win is come over to BitLab Academy. Make sure you're following the BitLab Academy. Let's see. Make sure you're following Academy BitLab, and you have to come over here and retweet this tweet right here. We will randomly select who's a name from somebody that retweeted this. And if you already have a lifetime membership, if you already have a membership, nobody has lifetime membership. So somebody's going to get lifetime membership to the Academy, BitLab Academy Indicators. And the other one is going to be, has to do with people that did yesterday's promo. So come over here and retweet this. You'll be entered to win. We will call that at the end of the stream. So let's get back into these charts. Let's go through a bunch of altcoins and a bunch of Bitcoin and a bunch of Ethereum analysis. Before we do that, I just want to point out the USDT dominance is sitting right here on this cliff, similar to what we're seeing with the Dixie. And this is a great relevance to the markets, because when this falls, this dominance of stablecoins right here of USDT, if this is falling, this means that in relationship to the total market cap of all crypto, this means that liquidity is pouring into alts. If this falls, we want this to break down. This is looking like it has some bullish volume coming in though. And so there's a little bit of hesitate. Everything right now is sitting on a nice edge because of tomorrow. So let's get into it. Let's do some altcoin and Bitcoin. Let's do some TA together and figure out what the possibilities are. Now go over there, get entered to win. If you haven't yet, hit like, hit subscribe, ding the bell, participate in this community. We can grow. We can help more people dominate this space. So now let's dive into it. So right now we're seeing, we had this mapped out yesterday. We had this rising wedge. What do rising wedges do? They tend to break down. Does that mean that it's over for Bitcoin? No, it does not. It just suggests that for the time being, there is likely going to be a move down. We got that. Is this all? Again, everything's on a knife's edge right now. Don't let the market makers, don't let the smart money trap you because you're emotional. We can see right now 3 different opportunities. We got the breakdown retest, which we're kind of getting right now, potential breakdown from there. This is going to be contingent on what happens tomorrow. We have the break up. We have a fake out to the downside, which is this orange line. Which is the orange line we have right here with the fake out to the downside and then a fake out to the upside retest and then continuation. And we also have breakout to the upside retest and continuation. This is essentially what I'm seeing for every single coin in the market. That's it for today. I'll see you all later. Totally joking here. This is what I'm seeing for everything in the market right now because there's so much impact tomorrow has on the market. So we are going to map upside and downside targets for everything that we see. And we're going to do this quickly. I always say that, but today I'm living by it. Today I am living by it. Alrighty. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to see on the most recent move. We are going to see on this most recent move what, okay, we're going to boom, boom, boom. We are going to see, let's go to the daily here. Okay. On this move, come on chart. We're going to go straight to the charts. We are going to look at from this move right here, this most recent breakdown, option F. We're going to pull this to the bottom right here. We're going to see what the projected target is. Well, we're going to actually delete. Let me delete this. Let's go ahead and get it clean. There we go. So from this most recent breakdown, option F gives us our fib from the high to the low. And we can see we have the 1.618 that we've already hit. Boom, right here. So this suggests that the next target to the upside is this region right here, this 2.618. This is just on a fib level. We need to see on this fib level though, this Fibonacci level, which is a Fibonacci extension, which has very high hit rates in the market. We want to see what the engagement is going to be of this level with other price action. And we mapped this out yesterday. We have this previous price action right here, which sits right above us. So what I'm seeing is if we get sort of, let's say 25 basis point hike tomorrow, I'm seeing a push up on Bitcoin to this region right here, which would be in this zone, right in the middle of, essentially right in the middle of all this price action, which would put us right on this volume node. Look at that. I didn't even see that volume node, but right on this volume node, which is essentially right about $30,000 and maybe a little bit of a hesitation there. So that's what I'm looking at. If we're getting a 0 basis point hike, then I'm going to call a larger rally up to this sort of $34,000 level, which does have a little bit of a volume gap, but that only has to do with because of this is a volume profile of the visual range. Let me go ahead and mute the market intelligence. But so I'm seeing this. Look at this 2.618. Do we see this? This 2.618 extension just from this move perfectly calls this level that is also in line with previous price action support. So I'm saying if things are not super bullish, but in line with what people are predicting in the 25 basis point hike, I'm looking for this zone right here, right about 30,000, a push up to that, maybe a wick above it to trap people and then come back down. But this node right here is what I'm looking at. Now, the next level up, if we get a 0 basis point hike, is a push up to this 2.618, which is his previous price action. I actually think we would go a little bit higher than that because of let's see if there's a change in volume here. Okay, I was worried because looking at it this way made it look like there's a volume gap here, but this is why you always in doubt. When you're in doubt, you zoom out. We see that there is a lot of volume through all of here. So I'm thinking with a very dovish sort of pause by the Fed, I'm seeing a price action push up to the $32,000 to $34,000 range. Now, that's the bullish look. What's the bearish look? Well, let's go ahead and delete this fib. And we can see on the same move, we're looking at the daily here. We can go from this most recent position, option F from the bottom, let me zoom in on this a little bit better so we can see what the heck we're doing. Then we can see on this level right here, bottom to top, if we pull back, if we get a detrimental, if we get detrimental or very, if we get even a 25 basis point hike and then very, very hawkish Fed tone in the press conference, then we could see a pump and then actually a pullback retest of this zone right here, the 24,000, 25,000 zone, consolidation here for a little while, and then continuation to the upside. If we get negative, sort of, not, I shouldn't call it negative. If we get a 50 basis point hike, then I could see a strong move down, at least to this level here, the 20, this is $23,000, 23 to $24,000 zone. And then we have to have that 30 minutes of just sitting in purgatory going, okay, what's the prognosis? Because if we get 50 basis point hikes, if we get a 50 basis point hike and then we get very, very dovish saying this is the end of the hikes, and, you know, then we get a, you know, quantitative easing sort of notification as well, then we very well could have that drastic pullback, even retesting these lows down here at 18,000, which I think is a much more bearish possibility. But I'm looking for a zone right here and then potential continuation down if we get very dovish press conference, and this doesn't just wick all the way down and then come back up for equilibrium at this level, this $23,000 level. The battle there is going to be the fact that we broke through this level that has been holding for so long, this $25,000 level. So that's what we need to watch for. Now, we need to jump immediately over to XRP and see what is going on with XRP, because it is flying right now. Look at that. What is going on? Is there news? Let me got Alex, let me know. We can actually go right now. This is what I do. This is my site that not my own. This is what I utilize to see if there's big news that's come out. Okay, right here. First story. XRP surges 6% amid XRP SEC lawsuit progress. So what's going on here? Newsnow.com is, I'm not sponsored. They're just a wonderful news aggregator. They pull news from all kind of different sources. Basically, you just come here, go to newsnow.com, come over to crypto. You can get general crypto or you can go specifically, and it pulls from all the different sources. So XRP, let's check this out. XRP prices surges 6%. Volume trading surpassing 1 billion and bullish technical signals emerging. Okay, key takeaways, technical analysis, bullish, over 53 million XRP was transferred recently. Okay, that's the news. We're not breaking down news. We're breaking down the chart. So let's jump into these charts. What the heck is going on? Okay, well, look at this. We've got a bit of a range here, strong range. Let's zoom this out a little bit. Let's turn on our indicators. Let's see if anything was leaning into this. Okay, we had the blue wave on significant movement. This is the BitLab trading stack. This is all the stuff I was talking about that you get with, you know, basically the membership here. This is what we're giving away 2 of at the end of this stream. Again, if you have not yet, come over here, retweet this tweet right here to be entered to win a lifetime membership of the BitLab trading stack. Come and retweet this. Get people in the know, participate in our community. So BitLab Trading Stack showed a bullish divergence right here, as well as a blue wave supporting this zone. And we had, this is it right here. This was a key takeaway. We had a bluish wave right here, and we had, wrong one. And we had bullish divergence on the volume. This was showing volume was coming in as price was falling. This was suggesting a very likely move. And then we get this bullish divergence right here, signaling that there was we're getting our 1, 2, 3 right there. That is a great call from the BitLab trading stack. And for anybody that doesn't know, every one of these indicators isn't just an indicator. Each one of these indicators combines 3 to 10 other indicators each to get great aggregate data. You know, significant movement, this one that we're seeing down here, this indicator combines MACD, it combines momentum indicators, it combines basically buying and selling pressure, so we can see strength, so we can see when things are generally overheated or generally basically overbought or oversold. on an aggregate. So we're getting strong signals with this indicator and with the combination of these indicators. So now this is flying. What does this mean? Well, look at this right here. We're going to go ahead and take off. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take off, remove all drawings. We're going to look at this on a deeper look. We're going to hide the BitLab trading stack. We've got option T. We've got a bit of, there we go. We have our trend line here. We see why we exploded. This was setting up just on a general TA basis. Now we're going to zoom out on this. We're going to sort of create our trend line here. Looks like we're forming somewhat of a symmetrical triangle here. A little bit more descending, but for the most part, symmetrical triangle coming in here. We had a head and shoulders. We see this right here. We have this head and shoulders, and this is actually bullish because we have this head and shoulders that did not play out. So the bears are really trying to make something happen, but the bulls said, I said no. We said happy hallelujah. The bulls are going to push. We have this giant volume node that we push through, and XRP is making a bullish case. So what does this mean? What are our targets for XRP? What are our targets? We're going from the top here. This is where I pulled it from to this is the bottom right here. So, and I can tell that because that's why I have these crosshairs on my, if you don't have these set up, you can come up here to settings. You can come up here to trading. Where is it? I forget actually. Symbol. You can come into these settings and you can set up your scales. You can set up all the stuff so you can have your line. I can't find it right now because I set it up months ago, but you can set up to where you can see, have all your crosshairs and your colors and your scales and everything exactly as you want them. But we have this fib essentially that we're drawing from this top, from this move to this bottom. So what we're looking at here is this zone right here, option J or Alt J if you're on PC, gives us this level right here, which is a previous high. And this is actually going to be a region. Why is this going to be a region? Because we have a lot of zones of interest right here with a lot of support and resistance. Look at this, previous support, resistance, resistance, resistance. We had a triple top right here. Price action is pushing to the upside. So where are we looking? Well, let's first look to this move right here, option F. This is our more local move. So we're going to do our local move first and see that we have a little bit of resistance that's coming in right here at this zone right here. This is the golden pocket, which I find is going to be a very strong point of interest for price action. Why do I say this? Because I did it from this move to this bottom. And so this is the most regional, this is the most local move that we're looking at for price action to have price points of interest. And the golden pocket from this, which is the 0.618 and the 0.65, is right here where price action is pushing up into. And the reason why I see this as a very valid area is because this is where we also have an increase on this volume node pops out. And we can tell this is also going to be the case because we have this region right here with all this interest and price action right here of all this support right here. And if we drag this out, look at that previous resistance. So this is going to be a point that XRP will either have a pause and have a bull flag sort of form here, some consolidation, or a small rejection, and you know, with bullish news and bullish sentiment coming into the market, especially with everything coming tomorrow, likely continuation to the upside. The next spot of interest will be up here, and this, by the way, this zone right here is basically 45 cents, 46 cents. The next spot will be up here, basically the zone up at the 50 to 55 cents zone right here. Also, this is a 382 from the larger move. So 53 cents is where I would say is a likely zone for the next stopping point to take potentially take some profits. And then we've got a lot of we've got a lot of upside for XRP in the coming days. Now, if in terms of breaking down, this is a less likely sort of scenario. Well, let me take that back. Because of all the news coming out tomorrow, there's a likelihood of a breakdown with market. So the likely move for a breakdown on XRP is if we do get bearish news tomorrow, let's suggest that XRP trades a little bit higher, is to come down and look at this. The golden pocket is essentially right here on this previous lot of resistance, now support. If we break down and hold this level down here at 34 to 35 cents, then this is a very strong bullish retest if we're able to hold this level. If we do lose this level, then we are looking at retesting the lows down here, 28 cents. But there's a lot of bullishness coming into XRP right now, so I'm leaning a lot more bullish. But you've got to look at the area, the likelihood on both sides. Now, coming back in to look at the indicators, let's come ahead and go to the 4-hour charts. Let's go to auto, and let's see. You know what I like to do? I do this typically for the stream. For my own trading, I come in, I double click on a flag. I come in, I go to, I personally like mine to look like this. This basically, you'll see here in a second. This because I use a combination of indicators. So this way it cleans up the chart. And just so if anybody's wondering if your chart looks different, if you use these indicators, on my market intelligence, I use 7, 4, and 90 on these right here. It gives me a little bit more of a leading indication and a little bit more active than the standard default ones, which I think are 16, 2, 112, but whatever. You can also do 10, 10, 4, 90. You can adjust these how you want, and that changes how often or how more aggressive or more conservatively these flags appear. And we can see this 5 shows 5 bearish divergences. Look at that. This is showing 2 bullish divergences coming into this. And we've got that push up to the upside, but we are having 3 bearish divergences printing here and a red wave starting to form here on the significant movement. So there is a little bit of cause for concern on this move. There could be a likely pullback, retest and continuation, which if it is very bullish, I would say this zone right here, this is a previous high. And why is this important? Because it's right about where the golden pocket is. So that's what I'm looking at. If we have a pullback into tomorrow, and then bullish news is maybe a retest down here at 40 cents. Now going on to, we got a lot of coins. So we're going to be running here. So let me see. Okay, XRP, BNB. We haven't done BNB for a while. Let's do BNB USDT. All right, so we got the breakout from this. I'm going to mute. My nose is itchy. We got the breakout from this wedge. Now, very likely, option F. So if this were to pull back and retest this zone, this is on the 4-hour chart. If this were to pull back and retest this zone, this would be in keeping with breakout confirmation, meaning breakout, coming back, retesting this previous resistance, forming it as support, and then a continuation of the upside. This also is supported by being at this volume node, breaking down to this next volume node. Okay, now if we break all the way down into this golden pocket, this wouldn't be as bullish unless this was a slower trickle down to over here, which I don't think is going to happen. I think there's going to be a lot of movement in the markets today and tomorrow, or going in tomorrow, I should say. So let's go to the 8-hour on BNB. We've got this huge moment ahead, actually more specifically right here, option J, this area right here. We could see, we've got, and I'm actually going to delete this. We could see this zone right above us, right here. This is a $25,000 moment that Bitcoin was trying to break out of, that it just could not break out of. And once we break through this area, the next move up is essentially, let's go to the measuring tool, goes from here, basically nearly a 40% push up to the next level of interest, with the caveat that we do have a huge volume node. So let's be a little more conservative. It always pays to be a little more conservative, not catch 100% of the move, but catch the majority, the meat of the move. So even a 24% move up here. Now let's actually do it. See how we're using different tools. Let's do it with the fib now. Okay, now this 786 right here is perfectly in line with this volume node as well. Look at this, of this push up right here, rejection. So what I'm seeing is if we get very bullish, the markets just explode tomorrow, then I think we have a possibility of going up to this $450 level, $440, $450 level. I'm more conservatively, I think a push up from where we're at here at 336 up to this $402 level. This at least is going to be a pit stop on the way to 450. And then if we're able to break then if we're able to break this region, then we have a lot of movement to the upside. Markets are going to move fast and quick if we're able to get that 0 basis point hike. But remember, if that comes, that means we're kicking the can down the road, and there's going to be more pain felt later. So we have to remember to take profits along the way. Now, one point of interest I have here is that we do have this large red flag going into this move, but it went gray, which means things are neutral right now. What do I mean by that? If we look into the significant movement, this is the aggregate indicator pulling all those different momentum and strength indicators together. Red is very overbought, green is very oversold, underbought, gray is neutral. So gray is our friend right now because this was red, but the bulls still dominated. This was signaling that we may have had pullback, and we did right at this resistance level, but then it went up and that indicator is somewhat reset. We're neutral now, and the bulls are starting to push up. And look at this relative extrema. This relative extrema shows, this right here is a slingshot to the upside. When this is pushed down, we have the shaded wave, which similar to other indicators out there, ours is very different. But when you think about momentum waves and you think about, trying to figure out when momentum's going to flip, that's what this wave is. This wave is the aggregate of a bunch of different momentum and money flow. And, all these things combined showing that. But in addition to that, these extrema candle bars are showing when a move is moving too quickly. And this right here with these sticking to the downside is saying this bearish attempt is very likely not to have continuation to the downside. These bars to the downside is showing that there's slingshot pressure to the upside, and we have this gray area right here. So if we come to a smaller time frame, we can see we had a blue wave and we have bullish momentum come in on the hidden volume. All of these are part of the BitLab trading stack, by the way. So, and these are combining the RSI, MACD, momentum, money flow, stochastics, Chaikin money flow. I mean, I can't even, EMA ribbons. If we turn on the BitLab market intelligence, this EMA ribbon, look, we pushed up, we found support on it. Now we're kind of rolling over a little bit, but we're finding support with bullish divergence and volume coming in. So Binance Coin, BNB, I'm looking at a potential, we have a trend line right here. We can see that we are currently attempting a breakout of. So I'm looking for, and we have to remember, anything that we see today for bullish push up very well could be completely rejected tomorrow and come down. So where do we think this price action is going? Let's look at the most recent move. So let's go from here, option F. I'm actually going to do it from here to be a little more conservative. Option F to this level here. And we can see that, okay, the 1.618 is the next level above us. And that is 361. But we can also do option T, which gives us a flag pull right here for the somewhat bullish pennant, bullish flag that we have. And this is suggesting that we go higher. So let's go ahead and mute our market intelligence so it's a little more clear. Let's see. Let's do it from this zone right here. Option F. We want to find signals that have confluence built into them. Okay, this is a little more realistic. So we have this move that we broke down from to our low, and this bull flag is also suggesting 377 to 388 is a likely target. And this is also in line with where previous, look at this. This line right here is perfectly in line with where previous support has been. So this is what I'm seeing for BNB. If we are seeing a pullback, then this is also coming back now from this move, this golden pocket. It's perfectly in line with this level right here, coming back to 311. So that's what I'm seeing on BNB. Now I've got to blow my nose. I'm gonna mute myself. Got a little bit of a cold today. Now next coin. All right, let's see. Kadena. We have not done Kadena on this channel. I can't even remember whether it's KDA. Yeah, KDA. Let's not do it on KuCoin. Let's do it on, here we go. Let's do it on Binance. No, let's do it on BitGet. KDT spot. All right. Auto. Now Kadena. It doesn't have enough, history. I guess they're all, I thought Cadena was older. USDT. No. Okay. Well, we'll just go back. Let's go back to. There we go. Big hit. All right. So what we're seeing on, let's double click on the chart. Okay. We can just do very basic. This is 4 hour option F, get our fib. We're having a little bit of a move here. There's a bit of a inverse head and shoulders here. We can see left shoulder, head, right shoulder. But we are getting a little bit of messiness right here. And we can see with this messiness that, and there's also a cup and handle potentially. Either way, this is looking bullish because we had an attempt, a deeper attempt, but now we're having higher lows and higher highs. But we can form a bit of a trend line here, and we can also form a bit of wrong indicator. We can also form a bit of a trend line that we had here. We broke out of. So with this, oh man, I'm looking at. Let's do a fib line from this breakdown, option F, come down to here. We had interaction right in this golden pocket. We bounced down here to the 382. We're coming back up. We're finding resistance right here at the dollar, basically $4 area. If we get bullish news tomorrow, the only concern I have with this is an M formation. If we get rejected here on this price action, if price action gets rejected at this golden pocket, then essentially what we're doing is forming, if we get that rejection, is forming the top of a smaller term, small time frame market cycle where we get to, basically this rejection or this rejection at the golden pocket, which is exactly what we're talking about. And then we get a continuation of the downside relief rally continuation. But again, I do want to emphasize tomorrow is everything. Tomorrow is the news that we get in regards to the monetary policy is going to send things. So let's just talk about this bullishly. Breaking through this, I'm seeing price action. Let's go ahead and turn on our indicators. We had some bullish indicators in terms of bullish divergences. We have a blue wave here. This is on the 4 hour blue wave showing things are underbought. We're setting up for a bounce, which we got, and it's still blue as we're moving up. So I'm going to look for a little bit of a pause at $1.08. Let me go ahead and zoom down here in case we get a little bit of a continuation. I'm looking for a pause here. If we do continue to this upside, $1.08, if we break this zone, then I'm going to not pretend, that's not what we do in TA, but if we break this, then I'm going to consider, first off, we're going to have a stop, likely sort of stop here at this zone right here, because not only is it the 786, but it's a lot of resistances and support that we can see right here. So this move right here, just from here to this zone is already 4% move. If we continue up, this is an 11% move into this region. Now, if we're able to take this region, then we're going to probably come up here and get to this zone, $1.25, $1.23 to $1.25 zone. If this is a continuation to the downside, then we need to fib from here to this zone. And if it's just a test to the downside for the bulls, then we're coming down to 95 cents. If it's a follow through to the downside, then I'm potentially looking at coming back all the way to test these lows down at the 88 cent region. I'm leaning more bullish though. So let's keep our minds open and see what happens. Now let's go to let's go to Cardano, see what's going on here with Cardano. We're getting a bullish push here. Let's go ahead and mute our market intelligence. Just look at the price data real quick. Okay, so we got this zone. We're pushing up. I can tell just by the color of the lines. Remember, we always want your leading indicator, supporting indicator, confluence, your trigger. Always have risk management and stick to your plan. I'm going to go ahead and hide this for now. Now, what we're looking at here, let's look at this. So this is what I mapped out a few days ago. Likelihood push up in this zone. We've got a bit of basically ascending triangle right here, which is a flat top, flat resistance and ascending sort of price action here. Now we have this blue wave with a lot of extreme bars sticking out to the upside. But again, with positive move tomorrow, with positive news coming out of the Fed tomorrow, we are looking at, pretty explosive move from this region right here up to the top here, which is a 20% move. That's just to this price action top. If we were to actually take this to all the way to this sort of support level. That's a 23% move if we get it. And we're going to revisit the narrative there. If we were to break this, then we can look at the larger move, the larger context. Let's go auto. Let's go from this move right here, option F. And so if we were to break this, and I would look at stops along the way, 63 cents, 89 cents, and then the next one being $1.24, with probably a little bit of hesitation at $1.04. There's a lot of movement that's going to come into the market with positive news. If we get negative news, we've got to be prepared. So let's go ahead and look at that. And because I want to just be, I want to be hands off right now. I don't have the ability to do the random name generator for the name picks that we're doing for the giveaway, 2 lifetime memberships to the BitLab trading stack. We're picking them from those who retweeted Monday's and today's promo pushes on Twitter. I'm going to be picking those at right in about 4 minutes. So I need to come up with a system that makes it unbiased. I'm going to go through all of them. I'm going to do eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And we're going to do it on, how we do this to make it, because I don't have time to go and link the name generator. I'll come up with a way to do it. But so what we want to see here, if Cardano does break down, then we do this move, option F, from this move to the top of this zone right here. Let's delete the smaller fib. Then if this does break down, then once we clear this low right here, which is the golden pocket of 30 cents, if this does break down, then we are looking at retesting the lows at 23 cents. And I'm not even wanting to entertain anything below that. So that's as low as I'll go. But so I'll say if we lose this level, then 27 cents is the area below that. Now we're going to do one more chart. Let's see. What's something else I have already up? We can do the graph is setting up. The graph is setting up. Let's go on the, let's go auto. How about this? We're going to do whoever, man, I don't know. Yeah, we can do that. That's great. Crimson Caravan Company. We'll apply a number to every name, and then we'll do a random number generator. Alex Green, can you find it? Actually, we can do that right now. But let's just do this real quick. If the graph gets rejected, option F, we're going to come back down. Likely, well, this is the zone right here, this 10 cents, 11 cents. If we get rejected and we can't keep this level, then we're coming down likely to 8 or 9 cents. So we'll do one more. Algorand. Algorand is looking like it's trying to lift off here. We do have another line of resistance here. If we're able to break this zone, option F, from the top to the bottom, we are, right at this 382 level. The next target up, if we break through this zone, is 25 cents. The next level up above that is 27 cents. And then the next level up above that is up in the 30 cent range again. Now, copy paste I'm into random with the people. Okay, so we're going to, how about this? I don't even know. Well, we're doing lifetime, baby. We're doing lifetime membership. So, all right. So everybody that has retweeted, there's still, oh man, we got a lot of people retweeting already. Oh man, people are jumping in on this. All right. Well, we are going to, man. Okay. So random number generator. Let's go ahead and do this. Neither one of them have more than 75. So this is what we'll do. All right. So if the 14th person, and if the Mondays doesn't have, 14, and we're going to give 2 giveaways. Okay. We're giving 2 giveaways. We're going to do a lifetime and a 1-year membership. Okay. We'll do 2 giveaways. Mondays will be 1 giveaway, and today's will be 2 giveaways because so many retweeted today's. So the 14th person on Mondays will be the winner for the BitLab Trading Stack. Let's go to Mondays. Where is, let's see, this is yesterday's, right? Okay, so there's 15. So the 14th person, let's see. One, it would be, come on. Man, we got a lot. This is good. So 1, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to count again just in case. David Deepak LLC, I think you are the winner again. Yeah. So, and we'll do 2 for each. Okay. We're going to do a lifetime and a year. So Deepak, who was that? I'm going to take a screenshot just so I remember. You get a lifetime. And then now, because people are doing it, we're going to do one more. Where's the random number generator? Generate. Okay, number 28. All right, let's do this. Boom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Nathan, this person, you get a 1 year. Now for today's, we're doing the same thing. Today's, okay, now we needed a random number. Hopefully it's not a huge number so we can count fewer numbers. 5, awesome. So this is a lifetime. This is from today. You get lifetime 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Matt Lane, you were calling for it. So you get the lifetime. And I got this all recorded, so I'll be able to come back and make sure to set this up. And then now for the 1 year, let's come back, random name generator. We're going to be doing this regularly, everybody. So if you haven't yet, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that bell if you like the giveaways. We're going to be trying to really engage with you guys, support you, give you the tools. And if you haven't, come and check out BitLab Academy.com. Get in now. This website is about to change dramatically. Brand new website. We're literally firing out the final details for this to roll live. And when it goes live, the price is going up. Get in now. So now we have the second winner. Did I already do the random number generator? No, I did not. So we have Matt Lane, and now we do, okay, 25. Now, okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Tenacious B, you get a 1 year membership to the BitLab Trading Stack. Man, that's exciting. I'm so happy that we can do these giveaways. All of you, I will ping you. I'll send you, I will send you a message. Actually, all of you send me a message on Twitter, and I will also reach out. I know specifically who you are. There's not gonna be any scammers. Don't let anybody scam you by telling you there's some other giveaway. There's only one Kelly Kellum. There's only one BitLab Academy. Make sure you're doing the right thing. Make sure you're, and you can also come over to BitLab Academy, send me a message right here. You can basically get engaged with all the things we're doing over here. If you have any questions about how to join, and just so you know, you can come over here. You can get started today. Get in before the prices go up. Click on Get Started Today, fill out your information, and right down here where it says have a coupon, type in relaunch 15 for 15% off. Additionally, your first month, hit apply. This also applies to the indicators. Get involved. I'm so happy we could do those giveaways. Thank you, everybody. Be patient tomorrow morning with all the volatility. Be patient. Let the trades come to you. Set your trade setups. Predict what's happening. Have two options. Be patient. That's all I got. Everybody have a wonderful day. Over and out. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here again. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. I'm glad we could do the giveaway again. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Ding that bell. Adios, everybody.